Welcome to episode 5 of Maintenance Motorway on Braking System Education. In today's episode, we are going to talk about part of the brake disc. That is another type of braking system arrangement made on most or used on most cars. So today we are going to focus our attention on the parts of the brake disc arrangement. So on this table, I have scattered parts of a brake disc arrangement. I have the caliper, I have my brake rotor or brake disc, I have my brake pads, which obviously comes with different designs and shapes, and I have a complete assembly of the brake disc, the brake pad, brake caliper, and the hub as well. Okay, so with the brake calipers, this is a brake caliper for sure, and they come in different designs, different constructions based on the manufacturer's specification and where he feels it is suitable to be used. Okay. So obviously this is a double acting piston, and we have some which are single acting pistons, and with this type of calipers they are mostly known as swinging calipers because the piston are positioned at one side. Whether it's a single caliper or double acting piston caliper, they are positioned at one side. So when it happens is they call it a swinging caliper because you have one side applying the force and the other side being free. Okay, so in this caliper, I have the brake pads located here. And this type of brake calipers have a lot of efficiency or braking efficiency when it comes to brake power. So when you have one part of the piston working at one side and the other one is defective, you can still have your brakes working, other than having one single piston in the caliper and it is failing. When it fails, you have a problem with your braking. But with the double acting pistons or double acting calipers, they have the tendency to operate when even one piston fails. Okay, so that is what the caliper is all or its function is all about. Okay, so this is my brake disc or brake rotor. With the brake disc, you have the frictional surface here that is on both sides, one at the front and one at the rear. So the frictional surface must be a bit rough, not all that smooth, because when it's too smooth, it generates a squeaking sound whenever you apply your brakes. You need a maximum amount of friction, not too much, but you need enough friction on this surface so that when the brake pads comes in contact, they will be able to stop the vehicle efficiently, very effectively, and slows down or put it to a halt. So, and on this brake disc, that is where you have the start location. Okay, so this side of the brake disc goes directly onto the hub, and you have your tire being able to be mounted on this surface. So this brake disc basically provides a mounting surface for your tires. Okay, and it is very good or very effective when it happens that way. Now we move on to the brake pads. Okay, so the brake pads, as you see, so this is the pad and this is the frictional liner. Okay, so this liner provides a frictional surface, so it's in contact with the frictional surface, the brake disc or brake rotor, whilst the piston acts against it. When it acts against it, it moves towards the brake disc and slows it down whenever you are trying to or bring it to a halt. Now, looking at the brake pads, they come in different designs. So some of these brake pads have grooves in them. What these grooves does is whenever you apply your brakes, release your foot, apply, release your foot. As long as it remains in contact with the brake disc, it means that this liner will tend to wear off gradually. When it wears off gradually, it is going to embed itself. So instead of it staying on top of this brake disc to create too much rough surface to cause a premature wear of the brake pads, it has to be embedded in here. So when it embeds itself here, it also prevents the brake disc from becoming too rough and causing premature wear, instead of like lasting for a certain number of miles or periods of months. The particles will embed itself here so that it doesn't cause too much rough surface on your brake disc so that you don't change it regularly. And they come in different designs. Some have grooves, some don't have grooves. The one that don't normally have grooves are assisted with the air surrounding the brake pads and carry the dust away whilst the car moves. Okay, so because I've scattered these brake pads, so this is a complete of the brake disc arrangement. So this is how it looks like basically under the car. So you have your rear hubs here, and with your rear hubs, that is where your drive shaft comes in, your shocks, your tie rod ends, your ball joints, everything comes in place here, or comes in position here. So, and looking at this brake disc, there are two different designs. They also come in different designs. This one is a solid brake disc, but this one is thicker. But because it's thicker, they've created grooves or holes in there. The purpose of these grooves or holes in here allows air to move in through it, so that it carries away the heat generated by the brakes and it cools it effectively. So one of the biggest advantage for the brake disc arrangement is that it has a more cooling efficiency than the drum brakes, which in our next episode we'll be covering that too as well. So the grooves in here cools or allows air to move in through it to carry away the heat. Because it's coming into contact, friction will definitely result in heat, and we don't need too heat. When there's too much heat, it means that your brakes are bind. They are going to hold themselves together onto the brake disc, which is going to prevent you from braking efficiently, and going to cause your vehicle from moving or stop it from moving whilst even your foot is off. That is what we want to prevent. So they carefully engineered this type of brakes or brake disc so that air will be able to move through whilst the vehicle is moving to carry away the heat. So in that case, your brake pads will be hot, but not too hot, because you still have air moving around it and to cool it effectively. With this type, it is not thick because you have enough air surrounding the surfaces, so it will be easier to dissipate the heat generated. Okay, yeah. So that is all for today on brake disc arrangement education. So this is where we bring our episode to a close, and we thank you all for joining or watching. And as always, don't drink and drive, don't text and drive, and always practice defensive driving.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please hit the like button and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media pages: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and TikTok at Autoshack Ghana for other educational content.